Have you ever felt trapped in a never-ending cycle of drama at work? I'm talking about relentless gossip, lazy coworkers, maybe even an unsupportive manager. Believe me, I've been there and I know how stressful it can be. But here's the surprising part. Without realizing it, you could be playing a role that's actually feeding the drama or even several of the roles. And fortunately, there's a way out. And we can take a cue from a rescue pup named Nieva. So today I'll tell you how to spot the different roles in the drama triangle and how to escape it for once and for all, just like Nieva did. There's a model called the drama triangle that explains why workplace conflict feels so exhausting. And it has three problem-focused roles. One is the victim. They're powerless, they feel stuck, they're focused only on the problem and feel powerless, as I said. Then there's the persecutor. They're the ones who are critical, name-calling, backstabbing, blaming, creating all this stress and pressure. And then there's the rescuer. This is the person who swoops in to save the day and to fix things. But unfortunately, that keeps the victim stuck and dependent on them and also powerless. The thing is, people may even switch roles mid-conversation. 1 minute you're complaining that a coworker never gets the job done or blaming them for something, persecutor. Then you're talking about how you never get help and they never do things right for you, victim. And then you just do the work yourself, rescuer. Sound familiar? And when left unchecked, this cycle guarantees one thing: nothing ever changes. So how do you break free? That's where Nieva's story of empowerment comes in. In fact, there's a model called the empowerment dynamic created by author David Emerald, and it flips each role on its head into one that's more solution-oriented instead of problem-focused. So you go from the drama triangle to the empowerment dynamic. So how do you break free? That's where Nieva's story or empowerment comes in. First, the victim becomes the creator, and Nieva's story is a perfect example of this. She's currently available for adoption through Fetch a Cure, and I have more information on her and them below. And she was rescued from a life of being used as a breeder, constant breeding. And on top of that, she's a cancer survivor. So if any pup could be, you would think she'd be found cowering in a corner somewhere, it would be Nieva. But instead, she may not know it, but she's not a victim, she's a creator. In other words, she creates a present filled with joy and with great memories wherever she goes, and isn't focused on her past. She's gentle and eager to learn and refuses to let her past define her. Next, instead of rescuer, Nieva has coaches. Nieva's receiving housing and care and training through a partnership with the Virginia Department of Corrections, and she has handlers who are within the correctional facility. And her handlers, they're coaches, not rescuers, because they're focused on empowering her to shine and giving her the behavior and training and the skills needed to hopefully lead to successful adoption. Finally, instead of persecutor, there's the role of the challenger. And for Nieva, her cancer is a challenger, but Fetch a Cure is providing funding to help support her and to help her fight back. See, persecutors may be people or situations, but your response determines whether it persecutes you or challenges you to maybe grow, to try something new, to find solutions, or at least to focus on how you can shift your mindset. And that same shift in perspective is what pulls all of us out of the drama triangle at work. And it's not just positive thinking, it's a shift in perspective and behavior that actually changes outcomes and your feelings of empowerment and creates a more positive work environment overall. And I've seen it happen. And here's how you can do the same. Do you need to go from being a victim to a creator? Then try catching yourself whenever you find yourself blaming someone else or being passive aggressive or pointing fingers. And instead, try to pause and ask yourself, what can I create here? What am I responsible for? What can I control or influence? And then take a step in that direction. Take action and be more empowered in the things that you can do. Then, do you need to stop being a rescuer and instead become a coach? Well, then stop solving problems and start asking more questions. Believe in their ability to solve problems for themselves so you instead can focus on what would you like to try here? What have you done before that's worked? What is the real challenge in this situation for you? Not for me, not for the persecutor, but for you, them, the victims. Get them to shift their perspective from, again, being a victim to what they can create. Finally, if you know you persecute, and that could be passive aggressive as well, instead of calling out someone else's behavior, try reframing and focusing on what role am I playing in this? How can I support this person and hold them accountable? Or how can I foster healthy conflict where we're surfacing issues and talking about our perspectives and trying to come up with a solution together, something we can agree on? And give feedback respectfully. But yes, sure, share your truth with them, but also ask their truth and find that potential win-win situation. At work, the choice is the same: stay stuck in drama or step into empowerment. Nieva shows us it's possible, even in the face of real challenges, and it's possible to live as a creator.